Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Miss Mercedes Lander to
Hello.
Drumeo. Yeah, thanks for coming out.
Hey, you're welcome. It's a long time in the making.
It has been a long time in the making. We have chatted almost every NAMM for the last 3 NAMMs, and actually it's cool that it's happening right now because you and your band Kittie are releasing like a 20th anniversary documentary, and you have this whole thing coming out on March 30th.
Yeah.
So the timing worked out well.
Worked out very well.
It worked out very well.
I feel like right now I need to take this necklace off though because I'm making noise.
Do what you got to do.
Making too much noise right now.
Yeah, it's these lav mics, right?
Yeah, I know, right?
So if you guys haven't seen Mercedes, go and check her out online. Obviously, she just played a Kittie song called Cutthroat.
Yep.
Which is great. You're also a songwriter, singer, producer for White Swan. You've done some work with other bands. You sing in a couple other bands as well.
Yeah.
So you're in the music scene.
I just do a lot of stuff. I'm kind of like a jack of all trades when it comes to music.
And you're also a very heavy hitter on that kit.
Thanks.
That's
Actually,
great.
this buddy was rocking.
It was. I was thinking, is that going to fall off? We might be able to tighten it up.
Yeah, I probably should do that.
But you were also saying that you have broken a lot of gear.
Yeah, that's like kind of my thing. Like I break everything.
I
I should be a tester for Yamaha. Yamaha.
There you go. Speaking of Yamaha, huge thanks for helping organize this. Actually, we met at the Yamaha party.
At
NAMM.
Yeah.
So it's funny how things all work. But you brought your own pedals, which is great. You got some old beaters on there as well.
Yeah.
I noticed you're not rocking any shoes or socks.
No, I am a barefoot player. It's gross, right?
We've had that in here before.
You know, it feels good. I like to be able to feel my pedals. And for the longest time, I did play shoes. And then after that, for about 10 years, I played socks. And then maybe the last 6 or 7 years, I've been playing barefoot. So
do you get like the sticky feet when you go into bars?
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Why I hated playing with
I'm
socks.
always worried about walking from backstage to my drum kit and stepping on glass or something like that.
Yeah, that's another thing you got to be worried about.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've got a cool lesson for you all today. It's basically 5 catchy songwriting tips for drummers.
Yeah.
And you've been in the scene writing music for quite a while. So you,
of course.
And producing.
Yeah.
So you have a pretty good angle on this.
Yeah. I mean, it's so important for a drummer to be able to be heard and to recognize that they really contribute a lot to the song.
Right.
Obviously.
Well, yeah, I know a lot of drummers, they think they're just there to keep time. But
nope,
that's not the case. We'll get into that all a little later. Again, huge thanks to Yamaha, Evans, as well as Zildjian Cymbals. You play ahead sticks too.
I do.
Check those out. We'll talk about those a little later on.
It's weird stuff.
And if you want to follow her and her band and check out that documentary coming out, you can go to kittierocks.com, Facebook, just at Katie.
Kittie?
Or Kittie.
Oh my God.
Did I call it Katie?
You're
Kittie.
perfect.
I am perfect. And official, Instagram, is official Kittie.
Yeah.
So check her out online and give her a like and a follow. And March 30th is when that documentary comes out.
Of course, yeah.
2018. So if you're watching this on YouTube, it's probably already out, so go and check it out. Okay, so let's get into it. 5 catchy songwriting tips for drummers.
Yeah, so I feel like number one, first and foremost, the drummer controls the structure of the song. So you control your verses, choruses, how many repetitions. There's so many variations to choose from, but I'm of the school of thought, keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
So, you've got your A, your B, your middle part, or C rather, and then it's all about repetition. Because repetition is what, I guess, sticks in the minds of people.
Right.
If you have 8 million riffs and 8 million parts in your song, chances are
you're a progressive rock band.
Yeah. And nobody's going to remember that unless it's catchy, right?
Right.
And it's that repetition that really sticks in people's minds. So if you're writing music to be, as a drummer, if you're writing music to, or any music actually, if you're writing it to, have it stick in people's minds, if you want people to remember your songs, repetition is the key.
Right.
So
when you're playing these songs, you're the one, in your band at least, that was talking about the structure.
Oh, for sure, yeah. So, there's obviously, your verse has to be a little less dynamic, and your chorus really has to pack a punch. You have to lead up to that chorus. It's kind of like the slow burn, right?
Right.
So your verse is maybe you back off a little bit. And the song that I'm going to be playing today is, I chose it because it's really it's a song that has all of that kind of packed into one. It's like the slow burn, it's the open chorus, the slow burn verse, and then the impactful chorus.
So tip number one, be in control of the structure?
You control the structure. You're the drummer. You're the one who gets to decide whether you play the verse for 8 reps or 4 reps or the chorus for 2 reps.
Yeah.
You know, like that's you. That's what you need to do. That's your job.
All right, so show us what you mean by that.
Cool. I think that's a great idea. So this this next little ditty I'm going to be playing is basically an intro chorus.
Okay.
So that's a chorus without lyrics. It's an intro, but it's the chorus riff.
Okay. How common is that?
It's pretty common.
Okay.
So like a lot of times, you know, bands will have like a lead over the chorus. That's like the chorus line for your intro. But yeah, this stuff like that is always like, I'm always like, hey, let's do this, guys. So yeah, it's an intro chorus.
Okay.
And as we kind of progress in this lesson, I think we're kind of going to see a little bit more of, you know, of that repetition. And, you know, hopefully by the end of this lesson, everybody's going to be humming this song. And then I prove my point.
Okay. All right. So it's just the intro then.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 1 sec. Now here we go. Beautiful. That song's called
Sleepwalking.
Sleepwalking.
So, yeah, I mean, that right there that's your quintessential chorus opener with the guitar hook in there, obviously. That's the guitarist's job.
So starting the song with the most catchy part of the song,
yeah.
the chorus, is not
and then creating that repetition like 3, 4 times in. It's kind of like it's the teaser chorus, but it's your intro, right? So I always like to do stuff like that and make sure that, you know, people are like, oh, so that's what's to come. Maybe.
Yeah.
Surprise, right?
Right. So what's the biggest mistake you see songwriters or bands do when they're writing a song when it comes to structure?
There are a couple things come to mind. The biggest thing is too long of intros. Too long intros. So I like to keep intros at about 30 seconds. That was 33 seconds.
33 seconds on the nose, yeah. Probably 30 without the clicks.
So again, if there's no vocals, and I'm like obviously not talking about like a band that, you know, is an instrumental band, obviously.
Sure.
But if there's no vocals, somebody's going to get really bored really fast. I mean, your attention span and my attention span is not great.
Yeah, it's next
your
to nothing.
Attention span isn't great.
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably like doing the dishes right
We're
now
drummers.
or something.
We don't have
I know,
attention
you guys are like,
spans.
what am I doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I like to keep, you know, intros really super short. And then get right to the verse. Get right to the verse, and then that's your slow burn. So that's your slow burn, and then you again pack the punch of the intro ×2 with your chorus.
So is there like a formula you have for intro, verse, chorus? Basic song structure, but is there like a special formula you have in mind when you're writing songs?
It depends on the song, right?
Yeah.
There are so many different ways to write a song, but I like to keep things simple because simple works, and
yeah.
And you know, so verse, chorus, solo part or like bridge, whatever you want to call it, and then chorus out ×2. That's usually...
That's the formula for a $1 million song.
Yeah, exactly. Right? I mean, like, go listen to the radio and go listen to all the songs that are being played on the radio, and that's basically what they're going to be following. No, if that's what you want to do, if you want to get your songs played on the radio, that's what you want to do.
Yeah. make it as accessible to as many people as possible.
Yeah, of course, because the random guy that likes, I don't know, like Dream Theater or something like that might not want to write a song like that. Guy who wants to, sell 1 million records certainly does want to write a song like that.
So tip number 1, focus on the structure.
Yeah.
You can control the structure of
You
the drummer.
control it.
Right. Tip number 2.
Oh, number 2. So number 2 is a favorite one of mine. What does the melody tell you to do? So what does it tell you to do? Well, you aren't necessarily going to fit in playing 200 beats per minute over, what I just played. So you need to know when to lean back. You need to know when to use dynamics. You need to know when to really pack a punch.
Right.
And I think that's, as a drummer, that's your job. That's your most important job. That's the one thing that you need to do, is to make sure that you're being dynamic and you're listening to what the actual melody is and lending to that melody.
So is the melody the vocal line, or what
Technically, it can be the guitar line or it can be the vocal line. So a lot of times, if you're like me, lyrics come last. But once those lyrics and those vocal parts do come in, you may change what you want to play.
Right.
And it all depends on what kind of ear you want to have and what the song really tells you to play. Because you may want to play really super fast. But the song might not tell you to do that. And that's so important.
Yeah. Can we listen to just the verse part of this this song, the next section of the song, without you drumming, and then tell us what you're hearing and what you're piecing together to make this song catchy?
Sure, I'd love to.
Okay, so here we go. Here's that section of the song. I think it's around here. Okay, so that's the verse.
Yeah.
When you wrote that, what were you thinking about?
So it's interesting because I recall when we actually wrote this song, it was so this is lyrically one of my songs. So I wrote the lyrics to this song, but I did not write the melody to the song. So the vocal melody. So it was one of those things where I just kind of like wrote stuff and I was like, here you go, have fun. We did not add like the pregnant pauses in there, like the shots, until we knew what the vocal melody was going to be.
What do you mean by pregnant pauses?
It's like it's just a term I use. So that would be like your rest.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your 3 count, or sometimes it's a whole note, you know what I mean? Like, but again, with this particular song, with the strumming pattern and stuff like that, it's very like laid back. You want to be able to do something like, you want to go along with the chugging, not necessarily with your foot. Because that would be a little more driving. And I think with this song really lends to having a little bit more laid back feel because of the hook before the chorus. The chorus, but we're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Let's play that one more time for you. Play along to it and let's see what you actually do on the song.
Sure.
Here we go.
Right.
Pregnant pause at the end.
Pregnant pause.
I love
Well, it's like a double shot into, but again, like that lends to the guitar riff that's there, right? So once that whole part of the song kind of came to fruition, with that lead over top, that was when I was like, oh yeah, that needs to be showcased. So that's kind of, and the laid back, you know, beat in that verse of the song just kind of like, you know that there's something brewing, right?
Gotcha.
You can tell.
It's building tension.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. So you're listening, so tip number 2, listening to the lead or the melody line. What is it telling you? Now that's a hard thing for drummers to do sometimes. What does it tell you? I know drummers that could pick out a lead line or a melody line, sorry, but they don't know what to do with it. So how do you get to that stage? Is it just experience?
It's just experience, you know, and really paying attention and knowing the people that you're playing with, and trying different things. You know, the first drum beat that comes to your head doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't mean it's the right one.
Right.
Try different things. Step out of the bubble that you're in.
Right. Is that another tip?
Oh, did I just like kind of like leeway?
What a segue, Mercedes.
I'm so good at this.
You are great at this. So tip number 3? Tip
number 3, don't be afraid to step outside of the box or your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the legal, I love saying this because this is like not a known fact. The legal definition of a song is actually lyrics and melody.
Really?
So when you go, to
all this jazz isn't songs. They're just tunes.
Yeah, okay. It's interesting. It's lyrics and melody. Well, no, like it has melody.
Got it. Yeah.
And it's not necessarily a vocal melody. It could be a guitar melody.
Makes sense.
It's open to interpretation. So if you go to talk to an entertainment lawyer, that's what they're going to tell you.
Okay.
So technically, if I don't write lyrics or if I don't write vocal melodies or guitar melodies, I don't get writing credit. Not saying because I do all of that. But again, if you want to get paid, you got to start stepping out of your comfort zone.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, we all can't be Neil Peart. We all can't be Neil Peart. He like writes all of the lyrics for Rush. It's crazy. And that's understandable. But again, like you have tools on your drum kit within yourself to be able to create beyond your drum kit. You really do.
Right.
You have so many different things that you can use.
Give us a couple examples.
Yeah, you can totally pick up an instrument. There's a piano, for instance. You can buy a crappy like Casio. Yeah. And if you're sitting there jamming with your band, you can sit there and you can hammer out on a piano what you want the guitar line to be, or take a few like weeks and learn how to play guitar. A few weeks. I totally learned how to play guitar in a couple weeks.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know.
Pick up guitar.
Yeah, just do it. You know what I mean? And like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's all music. It's all the same. You have a mouth. I am like a wizard at mouth guitar. Yeah, I'm not even kidding you. Like, I will sit there and I'll be like, you have to play it like this. You know what I mean? Like, but you have to step out of your comfort zone. And I think a lot of it has to do with being comfortable with the people that you're playing with.
Sure, yeah.
But again, like, we're drummers. For me, that's my primary instrument. But again, like, there's other things you can do. There's so many other things you can do.
So in terms of making a song catchy, as a drummer, stepping out of your comfort zone, I guess it's the band too, stepping out their comfort zone?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. If you're writing music, obviously, in a band scenario. If you're sitting there in your bedroom and you're writing music and you're a drummer, that's half the battle right there.
Right.
And you're playing all the instruments, that's great, half the battle. Like, you're ahead of the game. But again, like, the rest of your band is going to have to step out of that comfort zone too. Like, they're going to have to, like,
Well, I remember with one of my bands I was in, I got the guitarist to step back and grab a tom and started playing a tom beat. So we had this double drumming thing going on. It was super catchy. And it was him stepping out of his comfort zone. So it's not just, I guess, the drummer's responsibility.
Of course, yeah. But try new things. That's the biggest thing. Try new things, experiment, get uncomfortable. And because a lot of times being uncomfortable, that's when you're going to make the best music. You know, if you're sitting on your couch eating Cheetos and or like sitting behind your kid and eating Cheetos while you guys are having band practice, it's, you know, you're comfortable. You want to be able to get uncomfortable and get those results. And for me personally, I like to be very uncomfortable. Like preparing for Drumeo, I spent a month being uncomfortable.
Yeah, you're not nervous now, are you?
I'm always nervous.
No, you're already live. It's too late.
And it's too late.
We're live.
Great.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So tip number 3, just get outside your comfort zone, try new things, and not just you as a drummer, but your other bandmates too. And I like that. I've had many times where I'm sitting in there in a rehearsal and I have an idea and I'm like, they're just not playing my idea. And I didn't know how to vocalize that. I mean, I guess it would have been probably just singing it. Yeah. But it's tough.
Yeah, no, it is so hard. But until you like grow a pair and like actually like, I'm like, you know what, I am going to make the change because I want my ideas to be heard. Until that epiphany happens, you know, you're just going to be sitting there going, you know, it's just, but yeah. Or doing what other people tell you, and I'm terrible at taking direction. Yeah, that's true. Okay, what's tip number 4? Add those hooks. Hooks. Yes. So, drum hooks are literally almost or more important, or as much rather, or more important than lyrical hooks and guitar hooks, because you're the backbone. You're the you are the drummer. You are the backbone of the band. So adding those little nuances, interesting fills, again, with the pregnant pauses, love those. Build-up intros, shots, adding all of those things to make your song as palatable and interesting as possible. And that's the goal. Yeah, you guys probably out there, you've heard many songs where there's that drum lick or that drum fill that even non-drummers will play. That's a good example. Yeah, like entire Rush concerts. Like, have you seen the air drumming? Yeah. It's crazy. That's just probably most of the guys that go to see those shows are drummers. But like, but like Neil Peart, like, have you listened to that? Like, oh yeah. Like, filled with it. Yeah, show us some examples then of a drum hook. Thanks, my voice just cracked. That's amazing. Let's do. And then in the song that I'm going to be playing. And there's always like, there's so many options. Like your cymbal grab. Like so many options. You just pick one and go with it. And again, repetition. You don't have to do, because you're a drummer, you don't have to do everything the same twice. Right. But even in the beginning of this song, there is shots to a build-up. That's building urgency. That's creating urgency. Right. So that build-up and those shots. So like. So you're building urgency and you're making things interesting, because how else would you start that song? You could just be like, okay, I guess I'm gonna start. You know? Yeah. It's all about what kind of flavor, obviously, you want to choose. There's a million of them. Okay. Show us an example in this song.
play from the 1 minute and 10 second mark.
Are you going to give me like, oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
I'm not throwing you on the spot here. Okay, here we go. Yeah.
And stuff. So again, like totally lending to the actual music, like, but making it dynamic.
So it's more like just thinking about the production of your beats, because I know when I play a lot of my old band stuff, a lot of times it was something different every time. I really didn't have anything solidified. It was just like a rock groove, some generic fill, and then a chorus groove. You know, so are you producing that yourself and
of course, yeah,
making it a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? Purposeful, I guess.
Yeah, like I mean, live, anything can happen.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, you know, with a lot of our older songs, I found that like, in order to keep them interesting live, there's things that I've had to do to keep them interesting.
Right.
Especially like first record stuff. But I don't really play a lot of things the same twice unless it's like a groove that's like really. What's the word I'm looking for? Unless it's a groove that's like really noticeable. Like you can, if I played that different, you'd notice right away and you knew the song.
So is that the definition of a hook though? Something that is noticeable?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, for sure. Something that's noticeable, something that makes you wanna like air drum. That's, I feel like if I were to write the dictionary, you know, for the dictionary thingy for that, that's what I would write. Drum hook.
Yeah, something that someone air drums.
Yeah, something that makes somebody want to air drum.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
And I think that's the key to a good drum hook, and that's the key to writing a good song.
So how important is it getting your band members on the same page with those drum hooks? Because sometimes you can have a great idea and they're playing through it and they're not, you know what I mean? Like,
I usually stop them.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's do this.
Yeah.
Now that's just how my band operates, and you know we're Canadian and very polite, and you know if somebody did the same thing, I would be okay with that. But that's kind of my job in the band. My job is to write interesting hooks and to arrange the music in a way that keeps people interested, and really. Yeah, that's my job. So again, like you really have to, I would say to the people that are watching, pick your favorite song, like your favorite song. And it doesn't matter what it is. Pick your favorite song and go and listen to it and pick it apart. And that will tell you why it's your favorite song, because I would say 90% of the time, unless you listen to crazy music, there's going to be drum hooks in there. There's going to be guitar lead hooks, and there's also going to be vocal hooks, and there's going to be lots of repetition. Right. There's going to be that chorus that you want to sing really super loud in your car when you're driving by yourself. Yeah. And, you know, so, yeah, that's like the meat and potatoes of writing a song. You want people to remember it. You don't want to write one of those songs where somebody's like, I'm pressing skip on that song. Right. You know what I mean? You want every song to be your best song.
I was in a band once where they would put one of the songs that they wanted to kind of replicate in the Logic file, and they would actually plan the song structure based off of that song structure.
And that's great, yeah.
You know, it's kind of copying, but the idea, the structure.
You can't, but like, I mean, there's no copyright on a song structure.
No, there's not.
So, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong with song structure. You can do whatever you want.
Well, I'm not going to correct because I have no idea. I'm pretty sure that's the case, though.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're fine. Otherwise, there would be a whole lot of lawsuits.
That's not like anyone heard those songs anyway.
But like, no, but understandable, yeah. Like if you're looking to write like a song and you have a song structure in mind that you want to like totally rip off, like obviously don't rip their guitar parts off.
Yeah,
don't rip it off. But song structure, yeah, that's up for grabs. Of course. It's a great idea to do that. Not that I know even how to use Logic, because I don't. I'm like so bare bones. I write by jamming.
Yeah.
And or like sitting on my couch and playing guitar and being like, oh, that sounds cool, and recording it on my phone. You know, that's how I create music, and everybody creates music a little differently. I'm just not great with computers.
Yeah, right. Adding drum hooks.
Yeah.
Last tip.
Yeah.
Last tip. What's the last
Add those hooks. So again, you know, you want to build up to the chorus. You want to add a pause in there. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? You, like I played earlier, that little part where there's the shots, and then it kicks into the chorus, right? So that's a hook right there. I always like to add hooks in areas that are that create urgency. So you add your big kind of like drum hook right before the chorus.
Right.
Or, you know, right before the chorus, and then you can do it halfway through the chorus again, or find something else.
Right.
Or intros are also a big thing for your hooks and stuff like that. Because, you know, the first 30 seconds of that song is actually the most important part.
Yeah.
Right? You want to be able to capture your audience, capture those people.
Yeah.
I have my foot up here. The foot fetish people are gonna like be taking stills. I'm gonna put my foot back down.
We also got the foot cam too.
Oh, so. Yeah.
Okay, so
foot cam.
We've talked about the 4 tips. The 5th tip being just putting it all together.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Explain that one.
Putting it all together is, oh God, I just like totally stuttered over my words. I'm so great. Putting it all together is basically you take all of those awesome hooks, those awesome ideas, those supporting ideas. So supporting like your singer or your guitar player or even your bass player. And you put them all together in a fashion that is going to create the most urgent, the most dynamic, the most catchy song in existence, basically.
Yeah, it's just that easy, guys.
Oh yeah, totally. But again, like I mean, don't put a hook like halfway through the verse unless it lends to it. So again, we go back to what does the melody tell you? So listening and really making sure that you are paying attention to the song while thinking about all of those hooks at the same time.
So it's like taking a look from a wider angle. So it's not just focusing on just the verse. You're just thinking about the song in total, I guess you would say?
Yeah, basically. That's putting it all together. So all of those things that you feel like would make the song like the best song in the world. And you should feel like that with every song.
Right.
Like, so every little piece that you put together to make it your own and to make you feel like that's the best song you've ever written.
Yeah.
Putting all those pieces together and really making sure that you use those dynamics.
Can we hear the song from the full song?
I don't know, can we?
I'm going to push play on it, so you better play along to it. So let's check out Sleepwalking and see if we can hear all those little parts that you were just talking about.
Sure.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. Love it.
Thanks.
Good job. I could hear a couple hooks in there.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. And the best ones are the ones that only happen once, because you have to wait the whole song just to hear it. But if you overdo it, then it's like, it kind of loses the power of it, I guess.
Of course, yeah.
We have a couple lessons inside of Drumeo where it's guess that song, and it's just with the drum beat. And it's cool that people can actually guess a song just from the drums alone. So I guess that's kind of what you kind of strive for when you're
of course.
writing catchy songs.
Yeah, I want people to remember my drumming.
Yeah.
I mean, like, isn't that what everybody wants?
Of course. Have your unique flavor and you remember.
Yeah, and for sure. Like, I mean, I feel like I'm definitely like a weird rock drummer stuck in a metal band for the most part. So again, like, that's just stuff that I like, and that has a lot to do with like the drummers that I'm influenced by. Definitely not any metal drummers.
Yeah, so you're not even like, you wouldn't even classify yourself as a metal drummer.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like I would liken myself to like a weird mix of like John Bonham and Alex Van Halen, except not as good.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there anything else you'd like to add to this before we kind of wrap things up? Any last minute tips or?
So I believe what we talked about, we're going to have Sleepwalking available for people to play along with. We talked about that, which, I'd love to hear everybody's renditions of the song. I think that would be really cool.
Absolutely.
But other than that, any tips you said?
Yeah, any last minute thoughts? Anything to make a song catchy? Anything to add?
I think, you know what, just be yourself and really try and bring that artistic side to your playing. I think that's like the most important thing. Think about, don't listen to what anybody has to say. Just do what feels right to you, unless they're threatening to kick you out of the band.
Then you listen to them.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes.
Well, I also like that one tip you said, is everyone just listen to your favorite song.
Yeah.
And pick it apart.
Yeah, that is. I don't know how many times I've done that where I've been like, okay, like seriously, what were they doing here? Because I can't this song I can't get this song out of my head. Yeah. What were they doing here? I would love to know. So, you sit down and you listen to the song like 50 times and you're like, oh my God, there's a key change in the bridge, and there's a key change in the chorus. Like, wow, love key changes, by the way.
Yeah, they're great. The one thing with drummers too, when you're thinking about it from that side of things, a lot of drummers, me included too, like I had my responsibility and it ended at the cymbals. So like once the cymbals, the guitars take care of that, the bass takes care of the rhythm side of that, the vocals. So I never even engaged that way, but it's so important. We all can say something in a band. Of course,
yeah. And like, even suggesting things like, for instance, going back to like the key change, like, wow, any key change you ever hear in my music, that's like me being like, hey, can we put a key change in? Yeah. Like, I love it. Yeah. It's just something that kind of, or like writing a song where every part of the song is in a different key. That's like an old Def Leppard trick.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's crazy. See if there's any questions here. We have time for just a few. But,
I like questions.
Yeah, and we will have a full kind of podcast interview with you tomorrow.
Can I read the questions that you don't ask later?
Maybe on the podcast.
Yeah, I would love to.
One of them is it's supposed to begin at 7 o'clock, but there's nothing here. So I think this guy was a little early. So you can ask those questions on the podcast because those aren't really relevant. But I will say we're also going to be filming a course with Mercedes while she's here, and it's going to be on adding drum hooks. Like we just talked about that briefly in here, but you're going to be giving us some examples of drum hooks, what to listen for, and how to play a hook over top of certain parts. So it's going to be really cool. And we're also filmed a couple other Kittie songs that we're going to be releasing as well. So if you like this, make sure you go on to drumeo.com and check us out. We have a lot of cool videos and lessons online.
I like stuff.
You do like stuff, that is true. Here's a question from John the Con. John the Con's a great member of Drumeo, has been with us for a long time, and he's a metalhead as well. He said, good. What should I listen for in a song to determine if a part calls for double bass? He says, cheers from Winnipeg.
Oh, Winterpeg.
Yeah, Winterpeg.
That's hard because you obviously want to listen, in my personal opinion, I would listen to the guitar? Like, what's the picking pattern? Like, is it like dun, 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 dun? Yes, of course. If you hear something like that, you want to play dun, 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 dun. You know what I mean? So it's all in the picking pattern, and it's all like how it's being played. So yeah, like definitely picking pattern. If it's really super staccato and like fast and palm muted, yes, of course.
Now, to counter what you just said there, in the song you just played, Sleepwalking, that verse has that chug on the guitar. Why did you make the conscious decision not to play double bass over top of that?
From what I recall, it's not a straight picking pattern.
Yeah.
So, and of course, the verse is open. So you don't really want to like explode before your chorus. So yeah, it's not an even picking. It's like and that would be really slow too.
True. And again, you're taking tip number 5, thinking about putting it all together.
Yeah, of course.
You want that tension to build up. And you don't want
of course.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people in the chat asking about those drumsticks. Tell us a little bit about your sticks. Because they're black.
Yeah.
And they got a bunch of tape on them.
So, I know, right? I have giant man hands. I feel like I'm like talking to everybody right now. I have giant man hands, and I play the head sticks. They are aluminum encased in plastic with obviously a nylon tip. Lovely sticks. I've been playing them. So the reason why I switched from wood sticks to these, I was tired of getting wood chips in my eyes. I hit hard. So I would go through a pallet of sticks like a night, like literally.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
You would actually have chips hitting you in the face.
Yeah, and like,
wow.
Like eating it, like it would be in my mouth, it would be in my hair. I would rip through like probably 10, at least 10 sticks a night. Wow. So my dad bought me a pair of these. Yeah. And I was maybe 13. They're really expensive, but they last a lot longer. Like, I mean, I'll still rip. I'm surprised I haven't broken one of these yet today. But usually, you know, I'll maybe break one of these a show or one every 2 shows, which is a lot better than, you know, 5 to 10 sticks.
Crazy.
So, and obviously the ocular implications of getting wood chips in your eyes isn't so great, right? So, again, it's just one of those things that you, yeah, they're great. I don't break a whole lot of them. And it depends on what you want, right? With these sticks, they make a lot of different kinds. So my stick is pretty long because I have short arms. It took me a little bit of time to like, I definitely didn't play the Lars sticks because they're really super short. He probably has super long arms.
Right.
But these are kind of close to the Tommy Lee sticks, except I have like a little bit of a Mercedes Lander spin on them.
What's the spin?
It's a little more weighted in the tip.
Okay.
So they're also wrapped in racquetball tape, so super grippy. I don't like the wrap that comes with the Ahead sticks. I find they slip. Okay. Sorry, Ahead. I think we need to go back to the drawing board with that. But you might like it. You might like it out there. So, sure. But yeah, like these are. I love them. I've been playing them now for 18 years. 19 years. Yeah. It's 2018. And I really like the durability of them. I don't break cymbals any less. Or more. Or anymore, yeah. Anymore, yeah. Thanks, homie. Yeah. I don't break sticks anymore like than I would with a wood stick. So, and I usually go through like a couple cymbals a tour. So. Brammy just asked in the chat, does the paint chip off of those, or does no? No. Okay. Paint. The coating. Oh yeah. Actual, of course it does, but just not as bad. Definitely a lot less painful. Yeah, I can see that.
One last question and then we'll wrap up. This is from Leah T, another great member of Drumeo, and she says, I really enjoyed this lesson, so thank you so much, Mercedes. She says, my question has to do with cymbal hits. When I hit my crash cymbals left to right and back, sometimes they aren't back in the position for the proper hit. The left crash might still be swinging and I'm trying to hit it again, and it sometimes jars my fingers with pain. So what might I be doing wrong?
Chasing cymbals is literally the bane of my existence.
Yeah.
So usually what I do, and I really, really, really tighten down my lugs here, or whatever they're called. I can't even remember. Or I double up on felts.
Okay.
So I double up on a felt and really squish it down so you don't have as much wiggle.
Now, does that affect the sound for you at all?
No.
No?
Not in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's my personal opinion. I don't think it does. It doesn't deaden it. It's not like you're putting a piece of tape on your cymbals.
Sure.
But doubling up your felts, it's going to help you to really screw these down and screw them down all the way. And then you're not going to be chasing your cymbals as much.
I like that, chasing your cymbals.
Yeah.
I've never heard that term, but that's totally what you do.
Yeah.
Especially if you had that right tempo.
Yeah. Oh, we've all done it before. But yeah, doubling up on your felts is literally like, I have 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom on all my cymbals except for my China. Not here, obviously.
Right.
Because these aren't my drums.
Awesome. Hope that helps you out, Leah. And if you have some more questions, we'll be live with her again tomorrow. But we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much.
Wow, that felt like 15 minutes.
It goes by fast, eh?
Right?
Yeah,
I didn't leave you hanging, too.
No. Did I leave you hanging? I think maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
I tried to leave you hanging.
Thanks
again, everyone, for coming out and watching.
He hates me.
Yeah. Coming out and watching Drumeo, and check out Mercedes Lander and her band Kittie. They have a 20th anniversary celebration happening on March 30th, 2018, where they're going to be releasing a documentary, a live album with it as well.
Yeah.
So go on their Facebook page at just Kittie.
Yeah, facebook.com/Kittie.
Instagram is official Kittie.
Official Kittie, yeah.
Right, and then their main website I think just goes to your Facebook.
Yeah.
page.
So you can just Google it. It's spelled Kittie because when you're 12 you have to be different.
Yeah, spell check will correct it to Kitty. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
But we'll leave it there. Thanks again so much.
You're welcome.
Come to drumeo.com, check out more of Mercedes and all the other amazing artists we've had out. But I'm going to leave you guys to a song that you're going to play.
Oh yeah, I guess am I doing that?
You're going to do Empires Part 2?
Sure. Let me just lube up here.
Lube up. And you got this one, Taylor? Yes, he does.
He does. I saw the smile. I got the thumbs up.
Bye-bye. Good luck.
Hold on a second. It's an 8 count, yeah. Okay, cool.
All right, see you guys later.
Sorry it's been a while.